Good morning, everyone. The board meeting of the Gateway Development Commission is now called to order. Today we are holding a public meeting of the Gateway Development Commission's Board of Commissioners. Due to scheduling availability and the need to advance key commission business in a timely fashion, today's meeting is being held virtually via teleconference, with audio being live streamed from the Gateway program site. The Commission is soliciting comments from the public that may be participating today virtually. A form for soliciting these comments is posted on the Gateway program website for those who wish to submit a comment for today's meeting. Acting Secretary Caulfield, may I ask you to conduct the roll call and report on the public notice for today's meeting?
Thank you. Co-Chair Glenn?
Here.
Co-Chair Graywall-Verk?
Here.
Vice Chair Kosha?
Here.
Commissioner Barbas?
Here.
Commissioner Bauer?
Here.
Commissioner Rosen?
Here.
Commissioner Dominguez has not joined yet, but we anticipate she will join during the meeting. We have a quorum. Adequate notice of today's public meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Gateway Development Commission has been provided in accordance with the Commission's enabling legislation. The agenda and public documents pertaining to the board meeting have been made publicly available on the Gateway Program's website. Notice of the meeting was posted to the website 5 business days before the meeting, and public notice of the time and place of the meeting was provided to appropriate media outlets. A video recording of this meeting will be posted on the Gateway Program website.
Thank you. The next item on today's agenda is a report on the minutes of the May 6th, 2024 meeting of the board. Mr. Caulfield, can you give us a report on the minutes of that meeting?
Copies of the minutes of the meeting of May 6, 2024 were delivered in electronic form by myself to the governors of New York and New Jersey on May 9th, 2024. The time for action by the governors of New York and New Jersey expired at midnight on May 23rd, 2024, at which time actions recorded in the minutes went into full force and effect.
Thank you. We will now turn to the GDC staff for an update on the Gateway program.
Thank you, Co-Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. Today represents a significant milestone in our journey to receive a full funding grant agreement. We wouldn't be here without an incredible collaboration and partnership with the Port Authority, Chairman O'Toole, Executive Director Rick Houghton, Tony Kosha from Amtrak, and Stephen Gardner, the GDC staff, obviously Kevin Corbett at New Jersey Transit, and the 2 governors' offices and the FTA in particular, because of all the technical assistance they gave us over the last 2 years. It has to be said that we would also not be here without the unmatched leadership from President Biden, Majority Leader Schumer, and the 2 governors, Governor Hochul and Governor Murphy. As you see on the screen, we are at a very important moment. Go to the next one, please. Back in July 2023, we were accepted into the engineering phase, and we went into that. After that, we submitted our financial plan in February 2024, followed by the submission of all critical agreements by March of this year, which then led to a very important CIG evaluation rating of the project, which was done in April 2024. We just were notified a few weeks ago that Congress was notified as required by the statute from the FTA, saying that they intend to enter into a full funding grant agreement with the GDC for the project. The amount of money that we have sought from CIG is $6.88 billion, which represents about 43% of the project. But when you add the Fed-State partnership number at $3.8 billion, the mega grant application, the RAISE grant, and Amtrak's contribution, we're going to be at 73% of the project. So after today's actions, should the board vote to approve the 5 action items today, we will then move to working with the FDA to enter into a full funding grant agreement in the not too distant future. With that, I'm going to ask Pat McCoy, our CFO, to come and talk to you about the RIF component part, which is also an important part of this this submission because RIF is how the states intend to provide their local share for the project. So, Pat.
Commissioners, the RIF loan and related agreements, which includes direct agreements between the Build America Bureau and each of our funding partners, represents the local share of the Hudson Tunnel project. And part of our local share includes a credit facility with Bank of America. GDC will enter into 3 separate RIF loan agreements with the Build America Bureau, also referred here as the RIF lender. The RIF lender and GDC will also enter into a continuing covenants and representations agreement with the State of New York, a direct agreement with the Port Authority, and a direct agreement with the Treasurer of the State of New Jersey, the New Jersey Turnpike Authority, and New Jersey Transit. Each RIF loan agreement will be funded by separate RIF loan funding agreements entered into by GDC with the State of New York, New Jersey Transit, and the Port Authority. The agreements were approved by the GDC Board at its meeting on February 28, 2024, and subsequently executed. Under a request for proposal, GDC will also enter into a collateral agent services agreement with the Bank of New York Mellon to serve as collateral agent. The bank will receive payments from the partners, the State of New York, New Jersey Transit, and the Port Authority, and remit those payments as directed by GDC. Under a request for proposal, GDC will enter into agreements with Bank of America, N.A. to establish a credit facility of up to $500 million to establish working capital for the Hudson Tunnel project. And with that, I'll turn it back to Chris, who will introduce the specific action items this morning.
Commissioners, today you're going to be asked to approve 5 action items that, as I said, will move us one step closer to a full funding grant agreement. So when it's appropriate, I will introduce each resolution. Thank you so much, Co-Chair Glenn.
Thank you, Chris. I note for the record that the Commission has solicited virtual comments from the public in advance of and during today's meeting. A form for soliciting these comments was posted to the GDC website in advance of the meeting. The comment form for virtual participation is available throughout today's meeting. The Commission received 3 virtual public comments by 5 p.m. on July 1st, 2024 from the following individuals: R.D. Silber, LaShawn Alexander, and Sophie Capello from the Regional Plan Association. If any virtual comments are received during today's meeting, they will be distributed to the board and posted on the Gateway Program website after today's meetings. All public comments received will also be filed in the Commission's records. Do any of the Commissioners wish to comment?
Co-Chair, I'd like to say a few words.
Sure.
Thank you. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize the significance of what the staff and our partners have achieved in such a short period of time. When we started on this board and hired Chris Calori as CEO, the project was, well, almost at a standstill. And I could say in 2 very short years, we've started active construction in both New York and New Jersey. We've awarded over $1 billion in contracts and put thousands and thousands of people to work. And we built a real and robust organization that can oversee and deliver on the project. And most important, we are literally inches from finalizing a $16 billion in funding and financing that'll make sure that the most urgent infrastructure project in this country is finally built. And as we know, after the delays and problems of so many riders over the past couple weeks, this work can't come soon enough. So, I just wanted to say congratulations. Thank you, Chris and team. Thank you to both states, both governors, of course, Co-Chair Glenn, Vice Chair Kosha, all the commissioners and partners that have really helped to accelerate this project. Excellent work, and thank you. Just wanted to take a minute. Back to you, Co-Chair.
Thank you, Belpreet. Does anybody else want to comment at this point?
Yes, I would like to offer a comment.
Thank you, Amy.
I'm sorry for the construction machine that's outside my window.
It's apropos.
Exactly. I would like to update offer an update that the Governance Committee, which is made up of myself, Commissioner Dominguez, and Vice Chair Kosha, have been meeting regularly and interviewing candidates for the board that are for the appointed officer positions of Inspector General and General Counsel. The Governance Committee has met with several candidates for both of these roles and are still in the process of finalizing these searches. We hope to do that as soon as possible.
Thank you, Commissioner Rosen. I know we're all very focused on the critical nature of getting those roles filled. I see that Commissioner Dominguez has now joined us. Is that correct? Or trying to join us?
Yes, I've been on by phone and I've joined by video.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments before we move to the voting items today? Again, I have somewhat imperfect screen here, but if I don't hear anybody say anything, I'm going to move to the voting items.
Thank
Okay.
you, Co-Chair Glenn. The first resolution for you to consider is an authorization to enter into a full funding grant agreement with the FTA.
Thank you, Chris. Do any of the commissioners want to comment on this item? Seeing none. Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution?
So moved.
I'll also take that as a second. I heard harmony. So I move this motion to a vote. Mr. Caulfield, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Graywall-Verk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you, Ed. Commissioners, the next resolution is an authorization to execute on the RIF loan with the Build America Bureau.
I hear a motion for this item. Second.
Second.
Mr. Caulfield, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Graywall-Verk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen.
Yes.
The motion passes.
The next resolution, Commissioners, is a authorization to execute and amend the credit facility agreement with Bank of America.
Thank you, Chris. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment on this resolution? Don't see any. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Take a second on that also.
I'll second.
I move this motion to a vote. Mr. Caulfield, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Graywall-Verk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen.
Oops, yes.
The motion passes.
The next resolution, Commissioners, is an authorization to execute and amend the collateral accounts and security agreement.
Thank you. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment on this item? Seeing none, is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. I move this motion to a vote. Mr. Caulfield, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Graywall-Verk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen. Commissioner
Yes.
Rosen.
Yes.
The motion passes.
The last resolution, Commissioners, is an authorization to amend the funding agreement between the State of New York for and Amtrak for the Hudson Yards Concrete Casing Section 3 project.
Thank you, Chris. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment on this item? Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider?
So moved.
Seconded?
Second.
Thank you. I move this motion to a vote. Mr. Caulfield, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes?
Co-Chair Graywall-Verk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioners. Commissioners, a point of a personal note, if it's okay. I'm in this job because Commissioner Glenn, Vice Chair Kosha, and Co-Chair Grayball-Verk gave me this opportunity to do this job and do it with the approval of the board. It is a phenomenal opportunity, and the significance of this moment should not be lost on anybody. The fact that you individually helped us get here is an amazing thing to watch. I've learned very valuable lessons for each of the commissioners, lessons I'll take with me for the rest of my life. We would not be here but for the collective effort of all the parties for the last 2 years and beyond. At this moment, with your action today, every single board that needs to act to make the Hudson Tunnel project a reality has done so, and hopefully this will now lead us to make sure we get to a full funding grant agreement in the not-too-distant future. Co-Chair Glenn, with that, I turn it back, and I'm so grateful for your time.
Thank you very much, Chris. There being no further business to conduct today, I will make a motion to adjourn. Do I have I need a motion. Do I have a motion? I made the motion. Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it, Alicia.
Thank you. I get to make my own motion today. Any discussion on adjourning? No. Hearing none, I move this motion to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.